right, with this West 2 Facebook Live updates, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Hope you guys are having yourself a good Monday, Columbus Day. Some of you may be off, others may be at work like myself or are home from work today. You got one down, you got 4 to go, and then you should be good to go. Anyway, that's the scoop there. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got the fall-like weather. I'm going to keep you up to date on that. Then we're going to do the latest on Lorenzo. Then we'll take a look at some of these longer range models for October. The GFS getting a little more aggressive with something developing in the Caribbean. Europeans got something there, but it doesn't pull it north like the GFS. So we'll kind of go over some of that long range stuff there. David Rudzik, he's in the house. Louis Allman, he is also in the house. Always appreciate each and every one of you popping in and saying hi. Who is digging this fall-like weather? Harry Vanderkamp, thank you, sir. Always appreciate the kind kudos and welcomes back from everybody. Had a nice little anniversary cruise. It was fun. The weather was, for the most part, pretty good. First day was a little wet, but other than that, not too bad. So again, some good stuff there. All right, let's get into some of these graphics here. Kind of turn this bad boy around. Let's take a look at that national perspective here. First of all, and you can see while it's warm and toasty here, we've got a developing snowstorm out west in Colorado. Signs of winter out west. Beautiful weather here, and a little nor'easter on fire up there in the northeast. James Donnelly, good to have you right there. Debbie Anderson, beautiful sunset from New Smyrna Beach, she says. Pretty quiet. Pretty quiet here. We take a look at the state of the waves. 3-foot breaking waves near shore, 5 to 8 offshore. Rip current concerns still abound. Large breaking waves, life-threatening rip currents. Billy Early, Lamonaco, Debbie Anderson, good to have you fine young folks here in the house. And then on top of that, coastal flood advisories. Minor flooding possible there during times of high tides from Palm Coast to Flagler Beach, Marine Land. So we'll watch that. And also, along the St. Johns River Basin, could be a few issues there as well. So keep you posted on that. Let's see here. What else can we get? Current temperatures outside right now. Beautiful. 72 in Ocala, 75 in Orlando. David's still experiencing the... Yes, and David, I hear you. Terry Thoros, Lindsay. Dave, you're up there in Volusia? Dave, I can't remember where you're at. Massachusetts. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I thought you were still here. All right, so let's take a look now at some 12-hour forecasts. Orlando dropping down to about 66 out the door in the morning. There's a look at Daytona, also pretty close to about 66 degrees. And then we hit Palm Bay, 67, 68 degrees. Should about do it. Over towards Ocala, a little cooler up there, right around the 60-degree mark. Greetings from Aaron Craycraft is in the house. Mikey Rogers is also in the house. Got another stop there, Palm Coast, middle 60s out the door in the morning. We take a look at Sanford, 66, 65, 65. Not bad. MLB, right around 69 out the door in the morning. Deltona a little bit cooler, right around 64 degrees. Look at that. Beverly Wells, thank you. Holyoke. Good evening to you, Terry Ann Lottie. Always appreciate you popping in and saying hi, as you always do. Mikey Rogers from Rainy, Mass. Yes, indeed. All right, let's get Kissimmee in the house. There we go, right around 65. 65 degrees. All right, tonight's lows. Alicia Ramirez, Yadira Yeagley. Good to have you there. All right, so Citra 59, Lynn 60, Ocala 60, Denellen around 60, DeVary 63, Astatula 63, Sanford, Orlando, Bicklow, St. Cloud, Kissimmee 64, 65. Butchie's in the house. Butchie, what's cooking there, big dog? Hope you're doing well. How those girls of yours doing, by the way? Dave, Mike's in Holyoke also. Look at that. My Mass boys getting together. There it is. Cool tonight. Sunny tomorrow. Not bad. Ginger Kamen. She's in the house. Ginger. Gingerlina. Good to have you there. Let's take a look at the graph with the winds. Gotta break this one down there for you. North wind 5 to 10. These are gusts. And again, gets you to the afternoon 20 in Sanford. So really not too bad. That is not bad at all. No rain. Few clouds. Melissa again, wiggy, 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 wiggy. Lourdes Pacon from St. Cloud. Good to have you there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There it is. All right. Let's take a look at the 12 hours. 7A to 7P. 65 to 85. Look at that. Love that. Pam Ann. Michelle Attardi. Mikey. I know. I love that. How about that? Small world, right? Jojo. Phil Rath. Good to be back, young man. Appreciate the kind words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Let's get into the temps here for tomorrow. You can see low 80s at the beaches. 83 to 86 through the interior. Not a bad day. Pool day? I don't know if I'd call it a pool day, unless your water's heated. A little cool in the morning. Perfect, great weather there. Golf. Let's talk golf here. Another cool start, 65. Get outside for that afternoon round. Not bad. Not bad at all, folks. Loving that. I am digging that. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. All right. Attractions. Dina Andrusoff. Dina, thank you. Appreciate those kind words. Always taking care of Nancy Cruz Garcia. Nancelina. William Britsky. William, the GFS is up to some kind of shenaniganery. Other models, however, are not, but we'll continue to watch the trends there on that. There's the Hollywood Studios 9 to 9 forecast right there. Oh, yeah. And then Epcot 9 to 9, looking good. Stephanie Bush, Janice Curry Hepburn in the house. All right, next system. Debbie Anderson's also here. There's Wednesday. There's Thursday. And Friday that runs through. But the breeze will pick up behind that front. And there's not a whole lot of rain with this thing. You can see Saturday's gorgeous. Sunday, some moisture tries to return late in the day. We'll continue to watch the trends on that. Elizabeth Hott with a new avatar picture there. Bob Johnson, Geely Piaggio. Geely, how you been, girl? The family's doing well, by the way. All right, so weekend 2 box. Woot woot! 84, 86. Sunday night rain might return, but I'm going to hold it off for now. All right, let's do peak of the hurricane season here. Frank in Melbourne. Good to have you there, Frankie. Appreciate you popping in. So there we are. A little, we get closer and closer now to a little secondary max in the middle of the month. We got Lorenzo out there. And sometimes you can get stuff towards the end of the month. So, but we're on that downward tick now, that's for sure. Good news there. Now, typically, development comes out of the Caribbean, either across Cuba and or Florida for the most part. The fronts start coming on in and for the most part begin to protect Texas and Louisiana. Great dog walking. Yes, Reese, no doubt. So, and the GFS is kind of has a track pretty similar to that line, but just south of Florida. I'm going to get to that here in just a little bit towards the end of the month. Just back, Naples. Naples, Florida, or Naples, Italy? I'm thinking that's Italy. How's your Italiano, Gili? I'm sure it's excellent. There it is. How long were you over there for, by the way? Or in Naples? It's good to have you back in the house here. All right, Tropical Storm Lorenzo. Moving northwest at 12. Winds are at 50. There's a little bit of wind shear with it out of the southwest today. Elizabeth Hall, yes, 808. Should be on any moment. Pressure's at 1,002 millibars. The latest forecast, Donna Santa Maria almost. There you go. There's a look at Lorenzo. Again, this one keeps it as a tropical storm. Rocket launch is 8:08. It's literally 2 minutes from now. Let me just double check that to make sure nothing's gone awry. And oh, SpaceX has pushed back the launch of the Kuiper Falcon 3 mission. Is scheduled for 9:58 tonight. Just changed it. 9:58. 9:58. All right. 9:58. Just FYI on that. Sorry about that, JoJo. For the weekend. Wait, you went to Naples, Italy, or Naples, Florida for the weekend? Danny Watkins, Tony, welcome. Good to be back. Yes. Sharing is caring. St. Cloud, Leroy Jarvis, good to have you there. All right, so models here. I'm going to do a little bit of a loop-de-loop now. That's some of the things we're starting to see. So we'll watch that. Intensity forecasts. Kind of have it steady, if not slowly weakening. Now, here's the thing we got to watch out for, okay? You know, here in the Caribbean, I'm going to just fix this here real quick. Let me set this view. Hang on. Just made a quick little tweak there. Give me a second. All right. So down the road, the Euro and GFS have a wave coming across. I thought this was. I need to fix that view. Hang on one second. Sorry about that, folks. Oh, there's a V. That's why. Dang it. All right, let's do this. Give me 1 second. Let's hit save. There we go. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Put this back up. All right, so down the road, the Euro and the GFS have a low rider. The Euro goes straight across into Central America. The GFS wants to turn it. I don't really buy the turn with strong fronts coming in, but let's show you some long-range forecasts here after we show you this list. Dave, right now good. Anything that comes off there is not scheduled to be close to Florida until end of the month. So the next name storm is Melissa, then Nestor. Melissa, then Nestor. All right, so tropical scorecard. We've had 18 invests, 7 tropical storms, 1 hurricane, and 3 major. Now, the thing that I want to show you, give me a second. All right. There we go. So there's that little feature there, and then another one that comes off the coast. And then you got big high, big low, some dry air. So pretty volatile environment. Look at that northerly wind shear there on Lorenzo. Now, here's Lorenzo. You got like another little feature here, another little feature there, the little wave there getting sheared apart. You can see that. So we'll see what that does. Not too concerned with it. So, but there's all this here that we may have to watch down the road. You can see 16-foot waves there around Lorenzo. So it's got some oomph to it. Look at these water temperatures here. They are quite high. So going forward, Kevin Conrad's in the house. Hansenator's in the house. Helene Risch. Yes, I am back. So there's Lorenzo getting ripped up by the Euro. Another wave behind that goes west into the Caribbean. But here goes another big trough. It kind of pushes it more towards the south and the west. So remember that. See a little kind of wet bluish area there, developing south of the Jamaica towards the end of that period there. So we'll watch that. Let's see what it does wind-wise. There goes Lorenzo. And then there's a other little feature coming through the Leeward Isles into the Caribbean, and then gets a little extra jack to it as it's going due west. Now the GFS, Dave Green, I do appreciate your kind words, my friend. Sarasota, beautiful Sarasota. Nilda Rivera's in the house. Elizabeth Hought, yep. All right, so here's the GFS. So it's got Lorenzo getting ripped up, pulled out to sea. Then you can see this big trough. Lorenzo gets pulled back. There's a wave there going into the Caribbean. Notice what it does. Just kind of sits south and east of Jamaica. Big trough to the north of it. So there's a hint of maybe some trouble down the road there. That's what we're going to have to watch. Wind-wise on the GFS, there's Lorenzo out to sea. There's that little feature there in the Bahamas. Look at how it blows up there at the very, very end. See that? Just southeast of Jamaica. So it seems pretty aggressive to me. Again, the Euro, it's got a little something there, but it doesn't go as bonkers, and it goes more towards the west. So a lot to watch, nothing to worry about. I want you to keep checking back in for updates on that. Let's do the 7-day. Catherine Wood. Butch Shorter's in the house. Butch, I'm with you on that, my friend. Again, long ways out. Don't put too much stock in it. But something that we'll be watching. Something that the GFS has had for a couple days. And the Euro as well. So keep an eye on that. '82, '81, '81, '80, '83, '83. There it is. All right, now that's the coast, inland areas. Sammy the Bull Lopez, he's in the house. There it is, 85, 83, 84, 83, 84, 86, 86. So not bad at all. You too, Annie? Sports code, yes. Andrew O'Farrell, it's coming. David Drake in the house. Drakester. All right, now I want to show you where it's snowing in the United States. We've got snow in the mountains of Colorado. We got snow in the mountains of California and now Nevada. Yep. There it is. A good sized storm for October coming into Northern California and Utah and Nevada. And then behind that front, definitely a big cooler, wet. Oh, a big storm there. Nor'easter, crank it up. Now, temperatures around the US of A. Andrew Farrell, yes. It is a lot of fun. Look at that cold air. It's only 35 in Billings, 51 in Denver, much colder in the mountains there. Riggs says puke. Susan Michelle, good to have you there. So remember, Kansas City last night, they were 79. Now they're in the mid-60s and dropping. So, all right. Snow, let's check out that snow map. Out west, look in the Pacific Northwest, Colorado, California. There it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Lots of snow. The Bears are playing. Yes. I need Washington to win that game, William. Yes, I do. All right, let's go globetrotting. Take me to Costa Rica where it's warm, says Elizabeth. All right, woo, look at all that purple brewing up north. 17 in Fort Ross, 29 in Point Barrow, 41 in Fairbanks, 39 in Yellowknife. So there it is. Lot of purple showing in now up north. Saskatoon, Calgary, 30, 34 respectively. Thompson coming in at 32. Riggs, thank you. The Nanny Airport's 55. Moosonee 63. Billings 35. Sacramento's only 58. Yeah. Bill's losing 20. I know. How about that? Denver 51. Raleigh 61. Houston 80. Nassau 81. Kingston, Jamaica 84. Panama City 81. Bogota 52. Manaus 79. La Paz, Bolivia 45. Santiago, Chile 68. Buenos Aires coming in at 70. Cape Town 59. I'm glad I live in Florida, says Janice. Evelyn Perez in the house. What do we got here? Niamey 86. Rabat, Morocco 66. Andrew O'Frell working on that. Oslo 45, Moscow 39. Oof. Plenty of cold air. Building in Siberia. 14 in Surgut. 12 in Astana. Bratsk 18. Yakutsk 16. Ulaanbaatar 28. Sapporo 48. Beijing coming in at 54. Shanghai 73. Hong Kong 86. Look at down under starting to warm up. Broome, Australia 86. Darwin 86. Cairns 84. 60s in the Hobart Airport. 86 in Bora Bora, Nume. And look at Hawaii. 83 Lahui. 86 Honolulu. 87 in Kahului. And 84 over towards Hilo. Not bad, not bad. Bring that cold air down here, says Andrew. Andrew, we got to move you up to Alaska, my man. All right, so back home again. Things are indeed pretty quiet. Temps outside right now. Looking good. Kennedy Space Center. That launch has been pushed back again to 9:38, I believe it was. Let me double check that. Space flight now. 9:58, pardon me, 9:58. So yeah, there's that. All right, let's do this. Going to wrap it up with the 7-day, coastal and inland, and then I'll let you do your thing. Elizabeth, thank you. All right, there's the coast. Woo-hoo! Looking good. Low 80s and low rain chances. And then there's a look at Orlando, Central Florida, inland areas. 83, 86, lows in the 60s. Rain chances running 10% Wednesday, Thursday, and then close to 30% there on Monday. I did, Janice. Thank you for asking. It was good. Great time to get away and just kind of relax. Melissa, still no. Melissa, be very careful what you ask for. Yeah. All right. I'm going to let you guys do your thing. I'll do my thing, make some updates, get ready for tonight's 10 and 11. I'm here all week. So there'll be a Facebook Live each and every night. All right, gang. Take care. See you. Ta-ta. Toots.